All you thought about wealth creation was totally wrong. Ever thought of becoming your own boss, building a business empire from ground up? You thought about the freedom, the challenge to fit in, and the chance to make a real difference. However, reality hits. You are broke. You try several businesses and you fail, and you think to yourself, even with my $1 million business idea, that was me. I was stuck and frustrated. And I thought that all these businesses were going nowhere because I had no capital to scale them. It seemed like the thought or the dream of becoming a business empire owner was out of reach. Then eventually, I discovered this secret, a secret weapon to overpass the whole cash barrier, even if you are starting with absolutely no cash. Hey, Nabil here, a creative acquisition coach. I help entrepreneurs buy businesses with absolutely no cash. I'm a living proof of struggling with several businesses to eventually understanding some secrets of entrepreneurs who began entrepreneurship with absolutely no cash. Yes, you heard me right. No cash. I'll be revealing those secrets in this video. Let's face it, I know that starting a business from scratch is very hard. However, think about this. How is it possible to buy a business with no cash? But stick around to the end of this video so that you get to know more about how to do that. After several years of trying to figure it out on my own, even with a master's in financial engineering, I was totally lost until eventually I met this amazing, successful entrepreneur who became my coach and introduced me to the world of creative financing strategies. These are not common strategies that are taught in the entrepreneurship class that you took in the university. So I was blown by some of what I discovered. After over a decade of starting my own entrepreneurial journey and failing at some of the things I began, I later realized that had I known the importance of having a coach, I would have prevented some of the mistakes I made. So when I learned some of these strategies, as a teacher and a consultant, I felt that the best way to impact others is to coach them. As an introvert, I had to go out of my way to network with new people until I finally found the right mentor. So you see, finding the right coach can be a game changer because they help you out with all the processes on how to achieve certain goals that you have set for yourself. I'm glad I did, and I'm also coaching others who are crushing it. If this is your first time on this channel, do me a favor to subscribe so that I get to share more information about creative financing. So now let's move on to the first strategy in creative financing. But before that, what is creative financing? Creative financing is basically being creative and using alternative method besides a giant wild cash to acquire businesses or real estate. However, you should consider having a win-win situation for everyone involved in that deal. Let's dive into the first strategy, which will save your bacon. That is the seller financing. I saw this amazing bakery and I approached the owner and I asked to acquire that business. However, the asking price is something I couldn't afford. There's something you need to note here. Most of these owners are looking forward to retire. So if you could offer these creative solutions of paying for this bakery over time. So I get to pay the business owner with portions of the business profit. That is, if I take over the business, then I pay for that business over time. And that is what seller financing is all about. But as I said earlier, you need to ensure there's some sort of win-win solution for all of you. And if you are able to do it right, you will obviously get a business owner who is ready to take on that strategy with you. So eventually, the owner gets his money and you eventually get your dream business. Let me tell you, this strategy works like charm. Sarah tried this after being coached and she now owns 2 bakeries. Sarah approached 2 owners of different bakeries and presented a very life-saving plan for them. They were looking forward to retire. So when she presented that plan, they felt that was really good. So they gave in to that idea and now she owns 2 bakeries, which are thriving at the moment. Creative financing is very powerful. So aside seller financing, there's another creative solution, which is equity financing. So this is where you need to find investors. And I know a lot of people find it difficult finding investors, but this is something we would do if you are interested in. Finding investors is basically to find those who will be interested in having a share or equity in whatever business you want to acquire. So you get them to give you some cash to pay for that business, and then that is it. That business has become yours. The reason why it makes it difficult for people to find investors is because they don't know some of the secrets that investors look out for. Investors usually look out for your vision, your passion, and your solid plan to turn around that business into a profit. If you're able to do that, then it's obvious you would get some cash from investors. Entrepreneurs like Hormozi use equity financing. That is, they try to find startups that are struggling, then they get the right investors on board, and then they turn it around into profit. So you can also do it if you really want to do that. That is possible. Those are just a taste of the possibilities when it comes to creative financing solution. There are other options too, such as the equipment leasing, where you get to rent some equipment from the business in order to get in some cash. Other ways too are crowdfunding, where if you have a community, they could be willing to fund whatever business you want to buy. And another one too is the revenue-based financing, where you get investors. However, you pay them revenues every month or a stipulated time. So there you have it, the secrets to acquiring businesses with no cash. Remember, it's all about thinking out of the box and finding creative solutions and proving your value. Now I know you are itching to get started from broke to boss. Let me know in the comment section what you are working on and where you are hoping to get to, and I will offer you a free strategy call. See you later.